guidance of Kanchi Kamakoti Pitha Adipati Shankaracharya, since the teachings were all derived from the Vedanta, comprising of scriptures including the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and Niti Shastras. To spread the essence of this priceless teaching, IMANAH has created 3 years, 5 years, and 6 years courses, besides several short-term diploma courses. In fact, currently there is a diploma course being conducted under the name of Introduction to Natural Health Science, along with International Hindu University, USA. And another new course, in fact, commenced yesterday, again with a US-based Siddha Veda University. 2 more universities in India, Jagat Guru Nanak Dev Open University in Punjab and Shastra University in the South are lined up to start these courses. It is my honor to present to all of you the speakers of today's event. They have come from across the world to share their valuable knowledge and invaluable experience. So I request all the participants to be part of this noble movement. For now, we encourage you to post your questions for the speakers in the chat box, and these questions will be addressed during the panel discussion in the end. We'll also be posting the link for the registration form, which you can fill up if you want to know more about these courses and to be part of these conferences, the forthcoming conferences. Let's begin with a minute of silence. I request all of you to close your eyes and focus on your breath. Take a deep breath. Allow long, gentle exhalation. Gentler, smoother, deeper inhalation. Thank you. I'll now request Anirudh Vardarajan to start with Shanti mantras.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gururdevo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sarvesham Svastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamedavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Harihi Om.
Thank you so much, Anirudh. Thank you. We are happy to have Dr. Arun Sharma here with us right now. So now I'll call upon Dr. Arun Sharma to give an introductory talk. Just few words to begin the conference. Dr. Arun Sharma. Sir, you need to unmute yourself. We cannot hear you.
Om Shanti. Universal truths have been discussed in every conference. The truths which have been hidden due to our deviating from the natural and healthy lifestyle, we have been influenced too much with the commercial products around us and the advertisements and the influence of news media and everybody around us talking about following unnatural ways of protecting yourself, so-called, from dangerous epidemics and all kinds of things. When truth comes to light, then we are wondering how so many people get hooked up into wrong kind of messages and how they get into such dangerous situation. 6 of my relatives who died last year, one after another, with the same situation, same kind of combinations of medical treatment, and within a month they are all gone. Here there is a very safe, sure, economical and time-tested method which leads you to a very healthy life, peaceful life, and very friendly atmosphere around the family and society. And we are wondering, where did this knowledge come from? We are learning so much in the scientific world, and mind-boggling instruments all over the place. And to solve our problems, we don't need to use any machines, any medicines. We don't need to complicate our life. Make it simple, and we are solving most problems easily. And it's when we see that we don't even have to spend money, and the effect of it lasts for a long time. Every action has 2 reactions. Sarvasya dvaipale prayaha viruddhe cha parasparam. Opposite to each other, there are 2 reactions. One is an immediate reaction, which is called prayas. Another, an ultimate reaction, which is called shreyas. So whenever there is a immediate reaction which is pleasantable and very nice, but the ultimate reaction will not be so pleasant. It will be horrible, but it will stay for a long time. So we should not seek for immediate pleasures. These are simple guidelines, but when we apply it in our daily practice, then we know, oh my God, such a valuable practice we have been neglecting. And so many such practices have got into our life, and we are not able to get out of it. Shiksha bina chikitsa nahi, they say. Without education, proper education, we should not even simply follow anybody's directions. We should question everything that is introduced to you, whether it comes from me or any other so-called experts on the field. You should not adopt anything without questioning. That's why we have, after every tutorial, after every class lectures, we have a tutorial where people ask questions. They have to clarify. We really appreciate people who ask questions and really want to know about it. Of course, there are always some people who will ask questions just for the sake of asking questions out of context and trying to boggle the mind of the tutor. That's not the purpose here. The purpose here is to learn, understand, thoroughly analyze every step that has been introduced to you and verify that it can be adopted without any risk, without any danger. It's safe. Breathing air, breathe it better. Don't do any violence. We are telling people to adopt non-violence as a base. And all these special features are available in natural health science that is being offered by Institute of Mahayoga and Natural Hygiene, and as a derivative from the Vedic scriptures, summed up in the Grantha Swadhina Swasthya Mahavidya, as Rachnaji introduced. That is where the value comes, compared to so many other training courses that's being also offered in the name of naturopathy. They are very good, but this is superior. Simultaneously, parallel to that course, we are appealing to the Government of India and all other naturopathy colleges to include this as a parallel course and see that education is complete. And people who follow this course, they don't have to do pathology, they don't have to do any diagnostic measures, and they will become more successful just by teaching natural and healthy lifestyle. That's why we are holding this conference, to reaffirm the values of natural health science as compared to so many other systems of medicine and even naturopathy as is being taught in so many institutions. We are very fortunate in having very eminent speakers come and participate in our conference. Let us all hear them and share knowledge with them and make a progress together with joining hands with so many other organizations. Let us tell the world, here is the truth. And this is simple, this is applicable to one and all. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Arun Sharma ji. Now today's keynote speaker is Dr. Satya Lakshmi, from the director of NIN, that is National Institute of Natural Health of Naturopathy, which is also actually has got a historical reference to this. The place where this institute is called Bapu Bhavan, and it was started by Gandhiji, and Gandhiji stayed there whenever he was in Pune. So I request Sarjana to introduce Dr. Satya Lakshmi. Thank you, Sarjana.
Thank you so much, Rachna ji. And you have said most of the things that I'm short of words for her, but we are all privileged to invite and welcome some of the prominent names of the country and worldwide. So this was definitely an enlightenment when Arun Sharma ji also said. And I would like to introduce our next guest, Professor K. Satya Lakshmi. She is the Director of National Institute of Naturopathy, who has more than 30 years of clinical, academic, and research expertise. And she began her career as a professor of the country's first Nature Cure institution, and then she served as the director of the IMANAH Yoga Research Institute. From her, now we will learn most of the things about how Nature Cure can be beneficial to everyone. Professor Satya.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, thank you very much for, first of all, giving me this opportunity to share some of my views and activities that are taking place at NIN, National Institute of Naturopathy, Pune. So I just heard Shri Arun Sharma ji and his commitment and the seriousness with which he is being promoting the system of nature cure and naturopathy. They're two distinct words. We will deal with that also in this. To begin with, I would like to reiterate what was said by Arun Sharma ji. That is, Nature Cure offers physical, mental, emotional, and social health, which are obvious and so compelling that anybody who understands it will not spare a minute to adopt them. But the temptations are so many, and people will go back to their older habits. But it is our responsibility as the professionals to bring them back to road of health. So with that, I would like to take this opportunity to focus little more on the less explored area of spiritual benefits that one may get by practicing nature cure, because all others are well documented and well said. I mean, they're quantifiable benefits that we can see. That is, again, the physical, mental, emotional, and social benefits. So, in public health, today's topic I thought was we'll spend some time on the spiritual benefits one may get by practicing nature cure. How do we know? What are the evidences? The foremost evidence that members of this group would be knowing is somebody like Acharya Lakshman Sarma. By practicing nature cure, one can attain um, these spiritual realms. I would not say with ease, but then it provides the needed practice and that nature cure provides. So, and then another person that comes very clear to my mind is Dr. Dinshake Mehta. And somebody, while introducing, was saying that I come from an institute which was started by Mahatma Gandhi. That is not the real truth. The truth is, it was a nature cure clinic and sanatorium started by Dr. Dinshake Mehta in 1929, to be very precise. And then it is he who attracted Mahatma Gandhi to this institute. That means Gandhiji chosen Dr. Dinshake Mehta as his naturopath. That's how the bond between these two continued, and Gandhiji finally made this sanatorium as his home whenever he visited Pune. And then he also constituted a body known as All India Nature Cure Foundation Trust, and he became lifetime chairman for that. And the only society or trust to which he was signatory was this All India Nature Cure Foundation Trust. And what are the objectives of this trust? There are only two objectives. They did not mention many. One is to promote and propagate the system of nature cure, but because it is need of the hour, and he was very clear in his mind that there is no point in getting political freedom. We have to ultimately free people from their, dependence on drugs, doctors, and hospitals for their health needs. People have to be health self-reliant. So for this All India Nature Cure Foundation will be working. And the second objective is to make this a university and then make it a center of learning. And more people should come here and then learn these simple aspects of living and then elevate themselves in all spheres of life. So this is another objective. We do not know whether we have really come anywhere close to these objectives so far, in spite of this many years of work. And that is the bond between Dr. Dinshake Mehta and then Gandhiji. So among these spiritual masters of nature cure, I would like to mention a few more names, starting with Lakshman Sarmaji, then Dinsha Mehta, then Mahatma Gandhi himself, then Jayaprakash Narayan and Sundarlal Bahuguna, and then there are many more. But the insights that we need, like Vittal Das Modi of Gorakhpur, maybe there are many more. Only thing is we need to dwell on this topic. And I would request Arun Sharma ji, since he is in the field for a long time and then having association with many nature cure practitioners of the erstwhile, system and India, so or even world over for that matter, I think we need to make some more inroads into this research to identify and then find out some of these spiritual aspects in these people who practiced nature cure. Ultimately, health is not in isolation, or health is not the end, but health is a medium to ultimately find liberation. If that is what we are all talking about as Indian sciences, and so I would request the Mahayoga Institute to spare some time on this aspect. And while in our promotion and propagation of nature cure, of late we have taken the tenets or diktats given by Mahatma Gandhi, where to start, and food is our weakness or strength. So we thought there are 10 tenets given by Mahatma Gandhi, which can be taken to people so that it becomes easy for them to start the nature cure practice. So the first one is the ethical food. And under ethical food, he was very, very clear in saying that vegetarian food is the healthiest, most economical, makes efficient use of land and forests, values of non-violence and humanitarianism. So the first foremost area one can start with in order to get into the field of self-health reliance is to start with ethical food. Then he talked about natural dietetics. Again, in order to keep health, no matter what you ate, it was necessary to cut down the quantity of food and reduce the number of meals, become moderate. He had the audacity to say, err on the side of less rather than on the side of more. So this is, he has very clearly mentioned in his moral basis of vegetarianism. Then this becomes even more compelling now in the event, because we are all heading for a big catastrophe or much more bigger scale that the pandemic has shown us, that is climate change, and then food scarcity or abundance of food is of no use when it is devoid of nutrition. So we have to follow this dictum, that is err on the side of less rather than on the side of more. Then for that, what is the now the world is looking into everything in terms of uh, carbon foot miles or carbon emissions. So for that, again, Gandhiji, in those days, environmental concerns were not the primary thing, but then still, since he was a visionary, he could even talk about unfired foods or nature cooked foods. For that, he said the ethical value of uncooked food is incomparable. Economically, this food has possibilities which no cooked food can have. I therefore seek the sympathetic help of all medical men and laymen who are interested in reformed dietetics. So he gave a call to tell people that start eating food that is natural, naturally cooked, naturally available, without losing its original taste and rasa. So he went one more step further in advocating fasting. A genuine fast cleanses the body, mind, and soul. It crucifies the flesh and to that extent sets the soul free. What kind of message he could have given better than this? So fasting is not only therapeutic at physical level, mental level, and emotional level, but fasting is definitely, it sets the soul free. So these are some of the first four principles that we thought we can promote and take it to people with regard to food related. Then comes the other activities that one must incorporate in their life in order to make themselves, naturally healthy and vibrant. That is walking. He says, I used to walk about 8 miles every day. And in all, I had 3 walks daily. One in the evening at 5:30 p.m. for an hour, and other always for 30 to 45 minutes. And he walking, the prince of exercises. It was primarily those long walks, he said, that kept me practically free from illness throughout my stay in England and gave me a very strong body. So Gandhiji is not telling because this information has come from some textbooks or from labs, but he was telling it by having personal experience how walking can really help one get rid of diseases and make them healthy. Then the use of hydrotherapy. The public should know that the speciality of nature cure methods lie in the fact that being natural, they can be safely practiced by laymen. An intelligent use of hot water gives relief in many cases. In cases of cold feet or aching of legs, the foot bath should not last for more than 15 minutes. This treatment improves the local circulation and gives immediate relief. So he did it for himself for curing his migraine, and he did it to cure his son of pneumonia coupled with typhoid. He used full wet sheet pack to cure his son, and he got the benefits. Then he also explored on massage. In cases where circulation has become sluggish, the leg muscles feel sore, and there is peculiar ache and feeling of discomfort in the legs. An ice massage does a lot of good. This treatment is more effective in summer months. Massaging a weak patient with ice or with oil might improve a risky affair. So if you don't want to really fall sick and remove the stress from physical or mental work, just get a massage done. And air baths, he even talked about the good health I enjoyed is attributable only to vegetable diet and exercise in the open air. So it's not just following, diet and exercise, but then expose one to natural air. Even the coldest weather or the densest fog did not prevent me from having my usual walks. So one must expose to natural air. And then sunbath. Sunbath is as usual as ordinary water bath, though the two cannot replace one another. Is again making us, cautious that I am doing hydrotherapy, so I avoid sun. Or if I'm doing sun bath, avoid water baths. No, both have to be there. In case of debility and slow circulation, exposure of the uncovered body to the morning sun acts as an all-round general tonic and accelerates the metabolism. And finally, who is a nature curist? According to Mahatma Gandhi, naturopath teaches the right way of living in the home. His real interest begins where that of the ordinary doctor ends. The nature cure man does not sell cure to the patient. He teaches him the right way of living in his home, which would not only cure him of his particular ailment, but also save him from falling ill in future. The ordinary doctor or Vaidya is interested mostly in the study of disease. The nature curist is interested more in the study of health. His real interest begins where that of the ordinary doctor ends. This he could say in 1946, but his vision is still remains a vision. Lot more to be done. And I, coming from Government of India, heading an institution which is supposed to set standards, we are trying our best. And I assure from this floor that we are making every effort in taking this message to younger population, particularly the newly recruited or students in nature cure field, and also general public, that to follow nature cure, all that one needs is a determination, an interest in the field, an interest in taking this science to themselves, to evolve themselves, and to free themselves from the burden of disease, as well as the eventual use of drugs, doctors, and hospitals. So, self health reliance is the utmost need of the hour, and public health that does not come from any outside uh, interferences. It comes from self will and practice. I think with this, we are doing whatever is possible from us. And I wish the organizers and Dr. Arun Sharma ji uh, all the best, and we will certainly incorporate all the aspects that Sharma ji was talking, and run these courses. We have absolutely no problem. How to go about, we just need to work out modalities. From my side, I assure all the cooperation, and in fact, we are working together. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. If there are any questions, I would like to take.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saktalakshmi, for your talk right now. Not only for your talk, also for your assurance that we are working together to actually take this knowledge to the next generation, because we need people like you to help us move ahead and actually reach out to the masses so that people's perceptions change on the use of drugs, as you so rightly mentioned. Thank you for also talking about the spiritual benefits of natural health science, of Gandhiji's association with the different elements, and how it has helped him, his emphasis on raw food versus cooked food. Uh, and I just want to thank you for associating with us, and look forward to the question and answer session at the end of the session. Thank you so much. Sangeeta, back to you.
Thank you, Harishji. I would like to now welcome our next speaker, Dr. Arun Sharma ji. It's my pleasure and I'm deeply honored to introduce Dr. Arun Sharma ji, a pioneer in the field of natural health science. Dr. Arun Sharma is the founder and director of International Institute of Maha Yoga and Natural Hygiene, IMANAH, USA. He is the grandson of late Acharya Dr. Lakshman Sharma, who was the founding father of Nature Cure in India and author of book Practical Nature Cure. Sharma ji is creating awareness about natural health science to youngsters and teaching this science in its purest form. He has received many awards. More than that, he has saved the life of lots of people around the world. Guruji will speak on today's topic, Natural Health Science course and its importance. Let's welcome Dr. Arun Sharma ji. Namaskaram, Guruji. Guruji, you have to unmute yourself.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Guruji.
In the beginning, I spoke and I thought that my turn is over. Now I'm getting another chance to speak. It's okay, but you have other speakers also lined up, right?
Yes, Guruji. Yes, Guruji.
Okay. So how much time do I have now?
You can just
20
tell the
minutes.
instruction about the courses. If you can just reiterate about the courses that we are conducting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Natural health science, as you know, has been told by Rachnaji and others that it is a derivative from the Vedic scriptures and compiled by Acharya Lakshman Sharma into a book called Swadhina Swasthya Mahavidya. That is the basis of the 6 years doctoral training. And the translation in Hindi and commentary is already available, but now I'm working on the English translation. That's going to be the basic book for doctoral training. Now, the natural health science introductory course that we are doing is similar to the courses that we do in camps in 7 days over 3 sessions each day. Now we are doing it in 15 sessions over 1 hour each in each week. So in these training courses are already being conducted in International Hindu University for Florida, USA. And so today we started giving the orientation session for Siddhaveda University, New Jersey, USA. And then, as it was already announced, there are other universities lined up after this is the Guru Nanak University of Patiala, Punjab, and the Shastra University in Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu, and there is one more college called S. Vyasa University in Bangalore, and there is another called Ramakrishna Mission Colleges in Coimbatore. All these people have already told us their acceptance, and we have a Sharda University in Noida, UP, very close to Delhi. All these universities will start simultaneously courses. That means tutors who are already engaged, they will have more work, and we may need more tutors. And as the courses are being introduced into universities, more and more people, younger people, join the course and they become health coaches. Once you do this training course, you have sufficient knowledge to coach another person to lead a natural, healthy lifestyle. And when they have sickness, this course also gives them all the guidelines as to how to treat patients who are suffering from acute problems, from chronic diseases, from degeneracy diseases or destructive diseases like cancer and AIDS and different very serious diseases, arthritis, rheumatism, all those things can be treated without giving any medication by just simply following a healthy lifestyle. So here there is a major difference between the naturopathy courses that are being taught and the natural health science. Here we don't have to learn the pathology and pharmacology as is being taught in the naturopathy courses, because this is purely a health science and we are not claiming to cure diseases. So in that case, we just hold health camps and retreats. Now in July, for July 1st to 4th, we are going to have a retreat in South Florida. And people who join there will get to see the practical applications of hydrotherapy, solar therapy, pranayama, and some yoga exercise, Surya Namaskara, and so many things. And then they will also learn preparing natural healthy foods, raw vegetable salad, how to make it very tasty and all those things. Cooking, conservatively cooked meals, everything they will learn. So you don't miss the opportunity. Join the Veda University now and make the best of the opportunities that's coming to us. With the help of National Institute of Naturopathy, we have been holding seminars in their premises. Every year I come to India, Dr. Satyalakshmi arranges for my seminar, and more than 150 students from different parts of India, they come there, stay there, and attend the classes and go back. So this is a continuous agreement with them that we are maintaining for so many years. All that I want to say here now is there are some more valuable speakers who have come here. In yesterday's session, we had also some very, very valuable teachers who came, and we are going forward with this mission. So thank you for listening to me, and let us listen to the other eminent speakers. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Guruji. Now okay. Let's welcome our next speaker. Our next speaker is Asha Shivram, Nature Cure practitioner, health coach. Asha is a certified Nature Cure practitioner and whole food plant-based health coach. She consults as a senior health coach at Well. Asha has been on the path as a health enthusiast for many years now. She guides people to realize the innate ability of body to heal itself when its biological needs are met. She has learned and practiced Nature Cure to heal herself of various ailments and conducts guided programs and various workshops, helping people to heal themselves. Her cooking programs based on Nature Cure principles are very popular. Asha's passion is to spread the message that true health and happiness is simple and joyful to achieve, provided one lives in sync with the elements. She also blogs on sustainable vegan and health as per nature and is the founder of virtual community Nature Cure Moms. Today she will speak on topic Innervation, the beginning of all diseases. Let's welcome Ms. Asha Shivram. Welcome, ma'am.
Namaste, everybody. Namaste, Guruji. Good morning. Thank you, IMANAH team, for welcoming me to this conference and providing me the opportunity to speak. So I have a very short presentation. I would like to speak along with some slides. So today, the topic I have chosen to speak and share with all of you is enervation, the beginning of all disease. So it is based on my experience and my understanding of why I went through all the health problems I went through when I was in my early 30s. So I am very grateful that I went through those health issues, and it has really brought me on this path I am today and helped me understand myself, my body, how it was functioning and what was really happening. So let's go ahead. Very short intro of my health issues. So I was having constipation issues from my teenage years, and also for a long time I had a low back pain issue. And in my early 30s, I went through a series of health issues which developed over time. So before my second child was born, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. And later on, when my son was around a year old, I had an episode of a severe slip disc issue. And soon after, other issues like anxiety, fibromyalgia, where there is intense pain and inflammation, and a feeling of fever throughout the body, hormonal imbalance, and irritable bowel syndrome developed. So I went through the usual rounds of the doctors, trying to diagnose what was really the problem with me. I thought that I was leading a healthy life and I knew a lot about health, but most of my health information actually came from magazines and newspapers like Times of India. So you know how the reporting happens in these media outlets. And I would say that I was a hypochondriac by that time, always obsessed about health. But anyway, it was all in the wrong way. And unfortunately, I couldn't get any answers I wanted from the doctors. I knew medicines were bad, was not conducive for good health, and that was what was causing the progression of my diseases. And the answers I got from the medical community was like it is due to aging or unknown causes, psychosomatic, or that's how life is, environment, right? So my innate curiosity led me to find out how I could heal myself, and I kept searching, and I have been fortunate to come across resources and people and documentaries or whatever other sources of information at the right time. I started a plant-based diet. That was the first change I made in my life. I was a vegetarian from birth, but then I gave up dairy and moved towards a plant-based diet. And further on, I came across the science of nature cure, and I incorporated other elements of nature into my life, like sunlight, rest, exercise, fasting, and over the years also meditation. All these things happen gradually, organically, and it has brought an entire transformation in my life, not just the health of my body, but also mind and spirit. So it's my privilege today that I can share and hopefully inspire some of you to take on this path. When I look back upon how I landed with all the problems I was going through, uh, when I reflect back upon it, I feel that I was losing vital energy, which is what is the topic of today, which I have chosen, enervation. It was due to long hours of travel. So I've basically divided it into two parts, suppression and stimulation, which I believe are two sides of the same coin. So suppression, long hours of travel to and fro from work, sitting for long hours of time to do my work. So basically, I was in the software industry working as a manager. I found my work meaningless, not suited to my personality. I disliked the atmosphere at work. And of course, I was taking medicines for my thyroid issues. And on the other side, stimulation, overthinking, right? Not being in the moment, thinking about everything else when I was doing a particular task. Being of a perfectionist mindset did not help. I wanted to be the perfect mother, the perfect wife, daughter, perfect in all my hobbies, perfect at work. So this led me to doing multitasking. Also, the wrong food intake, a lot of dairy and cooked foods. Even in my childhood, as you know, like most of you must have experienced this as typical, South Indian middle class families. We are hardly used to eating salads and very little fruit, maybe a little bit of seasonal fruit. So it was a lot of wrong acidic food intake and always on the go. So what society and media teaches us that you have to be good in everything you do a lot of things throughout the day and achieve for the stars, right? So these are all like ideas we have in our mind, and this is the kind of life I was leading at that time, which led to suppression, stimulation, which finally led to me which finally led me to a state of enervation. So what is enervation? Enervation is a state of lowered power to function well. It is a reduced capacity of the nervous system to maintain normal levels of physiological activity. So the energy, the prana shakti or the vital energy which I had inside me was leaking and used up in different areas of life faster than I could replenish it with proper amount of rest and repose. So excessive stimulation and suppression and environmental influences, all these cause overconsumption of vital energy. The vital energy is used up faster than what can be recharged with resting. So being a busy professional and mom of two young kids, and also the kind of thought patterns I was having, which I primarily think was the main cause, led me to overburn myself. So there was an overspend in physical domain, for example, not taking enough rest, not sleeping on time. Physiological, for example, eating the wrong foods, overeating, stress eating, complex food eating, and psychological domains, overthinking, and the perfectionist mindset, which, as Herbert Shelton said, the chief causes of enervation are found in our voluntary habits. So all these things led me to a state of enervation. and over expenditure of vitality leads to checked elimination. So the first thing which gets suppressed in the body when there is an overspend of vital energy is the elimination activities of the body. That is the daily cleansing of the body. So what happens over time is that there is an accumulation of wastes in the body which leads to gradual progression of discomfort and disease in the body. I feel with my experience and my understanding I have today is that the main reason is we have many ideas, assumptions, and conditions to behave and to live life in a particular manner, and that led me to the state I was a highly enervated state. And my learning over these years, I am still learning, but has been to unlearn, to decondition, and rediscover myself. It's been a wonderful journey, and I really thank the science of nature cure, which has brought me closer to nature and closer to myself. So what happens due to enervation is there is an inhibited elimination. That is, the body doesn't have enough energy to take on the tasks of daily housekeeping, daily cleansing. So the fluid systems in our body, the lymph, the blood, and the tissues saturate with toxins gradually. Slowly, different symptoms start appearing in the body as the body tries to adapt to the new state inside, or in its efforts of self-preservation, it tries to come back to balance, which results in different systems. And toxins typically accumulate in the weakest part of the body, either which is weak due to genetics or weakened due to overuse or misuse. For example, in my case, the first symptoms I experienced were low backache. So that was because maybe genetically my father had this issue, and probably I had this issue. And I, due to sedentary lifestyle, sitting in front of the computer for long periods of time and traveling to and fro work, had further caused an overuse of this lower back muscles and bones, and toxins which had accumulated there in the beginning started showing up. I had many days of intense backache which I had ignored, and finally my back gave way and I had a slip disc. I landed up with a slip disc. So over time, if we do not change our voluntary habits, like Herbert Shelton says, the disease changes form. There is a slow, insidious development of further and further more complex symptoms, which the medical industry calls as disease. And diseases move from acute to chronic unless our enervating habits are corrected. So here I am showing you the 7 stages of disease, which was proposed first by J.H. Tilden, who himself was an allopath doctor. He's proposed this, that disease develops gradually from simple to more chronic, from acute to chronic stages. He's explained this in his book, Toxemia Explained. So those of you who are interested, it's a wonderful book to read. You can freely download it and explore more. So very briefly, I will go through this. So the first stage, as I said, the beginning of any health issue is enervation, where our reserve, our fund of nerve energy, which we have with us from birth, gets overdrawn to the point that the body is not able to focus and give enough energy for elimination. So the toxic byproducts of metabolism or the environmental toxins all get retained in the body. Leads to the second stage called toxicosis or toxemia. So the blood and tissues, the lymph nodes, all get loaded with uneliminated toxic materials. And this is known as toxemia, where the blood starts getting poisoned with all these toxins, and then the problem moves to the third stage, where there is an irritation caused by the retention of toxins in the body. So there is itchiness, edginess. So typically this is where we start seeing functional derangements, like, for example, toothache or pains in the body, then cavities, problems with the skin, dark skin, liver spots on the skin, or dark circles under the eyes, some problems with menstrual cycles, or not able to get enough sleep. So this is the starting of, the problems which we now start giving attention to. So it is also typically the stage the body tries to throw out the toxins by initiating conditions like cold, coughs, and fevers, which we as usual ignore, right? And we either do not take enough rest or suppress it with drugs, and then the body takes it on and it moves to the fourth stage, which is inflammation, where the toxins typically get concentrated in a particular area or organ, where the organ tries to accommodate this and adjust. So there is inflammation, and this is where the itis kind of diseases are diagnosed when you go to a doctor, for example thyroiditis, arthritis, colitis, and all that. So you can see at every stage actually the body is trying to adjust and to preserve itself, right? As you all know, the body is self-healing, and you will see that at every stage the body is trying to adjust and heal itself. Now when these diseases are again suppressed with medicines for a long period of time, the body, with its innate intelligence of self-preservation, it goes into a state of ulceration where a tear is created on the skin to help the body throw out the toxins. And then induration stage 6, where there is a hardening of toxins, and this is where cysts and fibroids and tumors, polyps, all these things happen. This is again the body's intelligence at work trying to prevent the toxins from spreading all over the body. When this is also suppressed, it moves to the stage of cancer, and this is where there is widespread toxemia, and still with intense reversal. If not interfered with drugs or biopsies or other things, it is still possible with the effort of the individual with a proper mindset. It is possible to bring back the body to homeostasis. So it was wonderful for me personally to come across this literature and understand what was happening with myself, because as I said, I went through so many health issues one after the other. I had even explored and spent a lot of money and time on other modalities like acupressure or Ayurveda. I had studied that, and for me, coming across this made so much logical sense, that just the fact of understanding that I had brought this all upon myself, the whole understanding helped me relieve my anxiety. And then it was just the issue of implementation, which happened gradually over time. So if enervation is the cause of all disease, then the cure for all this is just conservation of energy. Our vital energy cannot be enhanced from outside. It can only be conserved, because the amount we obtained at birth cannot be increased in any way. So we only have to learn the knack of conserving this vital energy as we live through our life, and this requires an honest evaluation of our lifestyle. So when we work on the causes, when we work on our enervating habits and correct the lifestyle, the vitality restores and elimination picks up. So the body can heal itself, and all the backed up wastes are removed by the body. And once again, we can experience a return to health. Energy saved from one activity is available for use in other activities. For example, any physical and mental rest which you take will result in improved excretion. So this is a very important concept to learn. Even Herbert Shelton said that life should be built on the principle of conservation of energy. So for example, those of you who may be working in night shift, for example, or working late in the night, right? So you are compromising on the very important functionality of sleep, which is where the body recharges and conserves energy. So if this is something which you have chosen, and if there is no way out, and this is what you have to do right now, then there are other ways in life in which you can conserve energy. You can play around with reducing the complexity of food, moving to more raw foods, for example, or accepting what you are doing right now and understanding that that is the best what you can do right now, which reduces the burden of thoughts. Or for example, spending more time in nature. All these things will to some extent compensate with the loss of energy you may be experiencing due to wrong timing of work. So this is something which nature has given us, and we can all learn from this and always keep readjusting our life as we go through different phases of life, and help conserve our body's vital energy and help to come back to balance. So, as I said, symptoms are not something to be fought by us, right? So you can read about terms like I defeated my diabetes or the fight against cancer. It is it is your own body which is going through some internal toxicity inside, which shows up as symptoms. So it doesn't make any sense to fight against it. Rather, we have to shift to we have to work on the root causes of these issues, work on our enervating habits. So I shifted to a more meaningful profession which was in line with my personality. I understand today that the primary causes of my dissatisfaction at work was because I was probably not suited to that. And it happened organically. As I conserved more energy, I understood what I want to do in life. I rested more, I slept early, I started living in the moment. I quit my medicines gradually and I shifted to a high route plant based diet with occasional fasting as the situation demanded. I spent more time in nature. I always loved this since my childhood, and I connected back with myself and I understood that this is what I wanted to do. I have fewer friends today, but I love to spend time with myself. I believe in the adage that K Sara Sara, everything is as it should be, and I have accepted it. So the journey continues. I understand the influences of my habits or whatever I choose to do on my body, the mental influences it also has on how I am feeling in my body today. I have adopted Nature Cure as much as possible in my life. I feel more energetic and positive today. It has made me a calmer and more accepting person. I've come across so many wonderful people, books, and documentaries. I love spending my time reading all this. I think this has been the biggest blessing on this path. And the learning continues. I know that there is no end to this, and I am so excited to see what comes next. And this has been, like all of you, also my goal to spread this message to more and more people. So I love the work you guys are all doing. I have a Facebook page, Revitalize Naturally. I put some blogs or some things I've read or some things I've realized on that once in a while. You can contact me also at revitalizenaturally@gmail.com. I do personal health coaching and also run some programs. I have started 3 Facebook groups. I try to, blog on that whenever I get time. Especially Nature Cure Moms. My son has been a big inspiration and a cause for me to be on this path. So I realized that many parents, especially moms of today, feel lonely and need more support as they move towards this lifestyle. So Nature Cure Moms is my endeavor to this. In this aspect, I also have other pages like Health as per Nature and Sustainable Vegan. And I also am a health coach and I do many guided programs. I write content for WellCure. I think many of you know about WellCure. WellCure is an online holistic health platform focusing on natural health. So I've been associated with them for many years now, and I'm really happy that my passion has found an outlet. I also would like to end my talk by telling you all, if those of you who don't know, that we also conduct through WellCure many programs from Dr. Arun Sharma. He's spoken about many diverse topics like hydrotherapy, heliotherapy, then recently gastric healing from gastric troubles, and COVID-related issues, diabetes, hypertension, thyroid issues. So we have all those recordings with us if any of you want to go through it again. There is also a wonderful practical Nature Cure e-learning course conducted by Guruji. It is available for you to purchase at any time and do it as and when, it's a self-paced course. There is also another course by Dr. Tulika from IMANAH team. It is about Nature Cure cooking principles and recipes, where you can learn how to make different recipes like salads and smoothies, and conservative cooking principles are also explained in this program. So thank you for listening to me, and I once again would like to thank my friend Gayatri for encouraging me to come on this talk. I also would like to thank all the other people who have helped me enhancing my own life through this journey. So thank you, and I look forward to hearing from other speakers today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Asha Shivram, for your insights on your real life experiences, and that I think is invaluable for everyone, because what you shared today is what a lot of us go through, but we don't know how to address it. So normally, which is more known, is going for medication, and you've shown a way to many people that this is also possible. Loved your inputs. What I also liked, and what hit me was happy that I went through that health phase. And most of us generally always, a lot of us criticize that, oh my God, I'm going through this problem, I'm going through this. But what is beautiful is about us looking at positivity in everything, optimism in everything. I went through this bad phase, and from that came this beautiful learning, because I was searching for ways out of how I can heal. So that was beautiful and very, very meaningful for me. Loved the part about the 7 stages, which tells us how diseases start, move from acute to destructive, and to end it all with Ke Sara Sara. Thank you so much, Asha Shivram. There are a few things, of course, we all have differences in opinion in how we all approach things. But thank you so much for sharing your insights over here with everyone, and wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Asha ji. One thing I would like to say that I've attended some of your cooking courses also, and it's always a delight to attend those courses and learn from you. So thank you so much for being here. And now let us welcome Dr. Nisha Koiri. She's a naturopath, a member of International Naturopathy Organization, a member of Bharat Sevak Samaj, a member of International Institute of Mahayoga and Natural Hygiene, USA, a sales director in a private limited company, and also a National Steering Committee member of Awaken India Movement. She started her journey with Nature Cure when she was diagnosed with cancer in 2016. And this is about her journey of how she cured herself completely by following Nature Cure and without any chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. Let us welcome Dr. Nisha Koiri to share about the breast cancer survivor's journey through Nature Cure. Dr. Nisha, we welcome you in the conference to give you valuable thoughts. Thank you. Please.
Thank you for the introduction, but I'm not a doctor. So
a professor.
Correction. No, I'm not a professor too. I'm a naturopath, and as Dr. Arun Sharma would say, nature curist. So I'm not a doctor. So that's one clarification. And I'm here to share about my personal journey, about how I healed from cancer naturally, without any conventional intervention. So let me go back before the diagnosis happened. I have done this personal training course from Gold's Gym University. So I was always thinking that I'm very good at taking care of my body, my health, and I'm a very fit person. I used to do weight training regularly. I'm a Bengali. My diet was primarily non-vegetarian, and as per the mainstream media and mainstream idea is that you have to have a lot of protein. So my diet was high in animal protein 3 times a day, and that was my lifestyle, considering myself a very fit and I used to not have junk food and no oily food, no fried food. So I was assuming I'm taking very good care of my body. And then in May 2016, there was this lump in the breast which was there for many years, and I felt that it had grown in size. So I went in for a mammogram, and mammogram said it's Virad's 5, so you have to get a biopsy done. So I was sent to a gynac. The gynac sent me to a surgeon who sent me for the biopsy. While the biopsy was being done, I could see the radiologists were looking very worried and serious. So I assumed that, okay, this time, because I had done earlier also once biopsy, the report had come negative, but this time I felt that it would be malignant. And before I got the report also in my hand, I just wanted to research more, because I understood about something was wrong, because I found my the aerobics instructor in my gym. So he told me that I had seen the aerobics instructor in my gym, and she had gained a lot of weight. So like a normal female, I didn't want to gain weight, so I put up the question on the internet, do I need chemotherapy? Because like every layman, I understood that cancer diagnosis means I have to go for chemo, radiation, surgery, the entire works. So that's when I put up the question, and I found this website called Chris Beat Cancer, who went in for, as he says, overdosed on nutrition to heal from cancer naturally. So after that, when I understood about what he had on his website, also there was 20 questions for an oncologist, which I printed out, and I asked the surgeon after the biopsy report came in my hand. It said that it is grade 2 ductal invasive carcinoma. So the surgeon was advising me to go for immediate surgery, full mastectomy, chemo, radiation, etc. Otherwise, he gave me the prognosis that I will not survive for more than 45 days. I mean, the word cancer is very scary for many people, and that's the way it goes, that you get a death sentence. That doesn't happen in many other so-called diseases. It is basically with heart disease and asthma, thyroid, nobody will say that. But with cancer, yes, you have to do this, otherwise you won't, how many days you will survive. So that's what was told to me. But then all the questions which I asked the surgeon, I was very surprised that the same answers which Chris Beat Cancer had predicted, the surgeon is answering the exact same questions. So yes, I understood something was very wrong, because they had absolutely no clue about nutrition. So there, at that time, my awakening happened, and I realized that whatever happens, because on researching, I understood that what is conventional treatment, that is chemotherapy, is basically nothing but mustard gas, which Hitler used to give to the Jews, is basically injected into the system, into the body, and it is assumed, because cancer, the chemotherapies cannot distinguish between healthy cells and cancerous cells, so it will try and kill all. The body's immunity is totally destroyed. So it's a big, 3% survival rate. So that was no, I'm too much in love with myself. There was no way I was going to go in for that kind of a treatment. So at that minute, it was clear that whatever happens, I'm not going to go in for the conventional treatment. I have to look out for something natural. Now, as I said, I didn't know how to eat, because I was eating all wrong, and I knew how Chris Beat Cancer's, he had gone completely raw for 3 months. And as I said, my diet was primarily non-vegetarian. Yes, I stopped all non-veg and milk in one single day, all processed food, all sugar, everything in one day. Because the choice was very simple. I had to choose life. I wanted to live. So there was no way I was going to go in for that kind of food. So, but then what else to do? That's how my search began. I started searching. I told my entire friend circle that this is what I was diagnosed with, and this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a nutritionist, because I have to relearn how to eat. And that's when I found a naturopath who said, I'll give you medicine, tulsi and bel patta juice, but you will have to give up on non-veg and milk products. That was fine. I stopped that. I had already stopped that. But then I was looking for more. Then I found Charan India. I found Dr. Rashmi Menon, Dr. Nandita Shah. I learned about food and plant-based food. I was doing that happily. But then I wanted to learn more. So I did my diploma in naturopathy and yogic sciences. So this went on, and my diet at that time was 6 glasses of carrot juice. I mean, it was carrot and beetroot juice. Then there was Karela juice. There's wheatgrass juice. It was bitter apricot kernels. There was I used to take coffee enemas and papaya leaf juice. So I used to do a lot. I used to I mean, I used to happily do everything, whatever I used to do. But there was a lot of things which I used to do. So I have to say I was really blessed in February 2019 when I could personally attend Guruji Dr. Arun Sharma's course on natural hygiene in Pune. So that for me was a very, very important, I say, blessing and important opportunity, which I came to learn about natural health science, and it was I cannot describe it in words. It was a fantastic learning. So that's when I realized that I don't really need to do so much, because body knows how to heal, and body wants the subtlest food, as we learn in Nature Cure, that every living being has the power, is empowered to, is endowed with the self-healing, self-repairing, self-maintaining, self-improving ability, and has the intelligence, creative intelligence to do it. This is something which was so empowering. And in the first lecture of Guruji's, when we get to learn about don't check your body, check your habits. And that is what we repeated 10 times, raising our hands, don't check your body, check your habits. That was so liberating for me, because see, with the cancer diagnosis, I kept checking, of course, not the toxic tests, no PET scans for me, no mammograms anymore, because I knew later mammograms cause cancer. So I used to do ultrasounds, and sometimes the blood test in breast cancer, it's 15.3, CA 15.3. But then after that learning, don't check your body, check your habits, it was very, very liberating, because then I'm not depending on somebody else who will be giving a report on me. It is I who is in charge. I am the driver of my body. I will take charge, and I have to check my habits. That's it I have to do. I don't have to go for periodic testing or checking. So the last checking which I had done was in December 2018, which had said that the lump is calcified. So after that, I never went in for any kind of testing or checking. I have been constantly checking on my own habits, and it became, as I said, very, very encouraging, because it gives us courage, how we can be in charge of our own health, and how the world's best healer for ourselves is no one else but we ourselves. So be your own doctor is something I learned here in natural health science. And I understood about how Guruji keeps talking, about adequate, ample exercise, adequate rest, positive food, positive thoughts, and engaging in some kind of passion, skill, activities which can be used to help others. So that is something very important for me, which I learned, because I was constantly sharing my own learning journey, and created Natural Healers WhatsApp group, and we give the kind of support that, yes, cancer is a very scary word. People get so scared. So they don't realize that it has been happening over all these years, and it's basically the body's survival mechanism. So that body has created the cancer because it wants to still survive. So all we really need to do is basically just focus on health. So that's the information, that's the knowledge, gyan, which I got from Guruji, that there is no really curing of any disease. It's so simple that, we don't have to focus on, people say, okay, I have got this kind of cancer, and this lymphomatic, or different names, triple negative, triple positive, and with cancer, there's so many kinds of cancers. So, but there's no question of curing of any kind of disease at all. The only focus is on improving health. Like they say, there's no such thing, अंधेरा बोल के कोई चीज नहीं है, it's basically उजाले की कमी. वैसे बीमारी बोल के कोई चीज नहीं है, it is basically स्वास्थ्य की कमी. So the whole focus is always on improving health. So that becomes so simple. We are not thinking of any disease all the time at all. We're just focusing every day, kya karna hai, how can I become more healthy? That's it. So there is no complicated science involved in this, and no this hormones or that medicine or this drugs or this vitamins or this, nothing at all. It's just basically you're going to focus on improving health. And how do you focus on improving health? Is with these elements of Mother Nature. It is it was given in such a simple method of teaching Guruji has, is Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi. So these are the simple tattvas which we have to use. Akash is nothing but fasting, which I found it the most easiest to do, because you're really doing nothing and you are doing everything for your body. It's the best thing you can give to your body, actually, because you are fasting is something, even if you can see it in your own pets. If you have a dog or a cat, or they will just not eat, or a small baby, when they're sick they will not eat. It's the most natural thing. So fasting, they say, is sarva shresht. So it is so easy also. And this is part of become from earlier I used to fast after the diagnosis, but after meeting Guruji, it is like every Monday is the fast, and it's constantly on from 2019 February, and it's so easy to do. It's really not much of a task. It's the easiest thing, I feel. Then comes Vayu. Vayu is pranayam and exercise, and we are not meant to be having sedentary lifestyle. So exercise, we are meant to be moving. So it's very easy also, because our blood circulation keeps moving, our internal body is moving, so we have to move our external body too. So whatever, as doctor from the Indian Institute, Dr. Satyalakshmi, she very nicely explained how Gandhiji used to walk, and that is something, the most simplest thing we can all do. Walking. We really don't need to go to gyms and, do different types of Zumba workouts or whatnot. We can just do simple yoga exercises, which we know, and just walk or run. As Guruji says, run for 15 minutes, that's it. I mean, you can just do so much. So for me personally, I climb stairs, I walk, run, whatever, do yoga, pranayam, I love it. I just love doing that. Then Agni to jitna bole utna kam hai. We can, sunlight is pure medicine for your body. So of course, it's the most important, sun gazing. I do that every day, because I see Guruji at the age of 80 also, no spectacles. So and he can read fantastically. So that's, I will be 49 this month. So this is that I should never ever get spectacles. So sun gazing is fantastic. So this is something which we can all do. All children, everybody has to adopt this very natural lifestyle of sun gazing and sunbathing. It's free. God has given that to us. So, and then comes Jal Tattva. Jal Tattva is the most easiest Tattva. We are 70% water. So whatever we eat or drink, if you put positive vibes, water has memory power. And of course, then comes the tonic enema, cold wet packs, cold water showers. Very simple again. So these are very simple lifestyles, which each of us can easily adopt, because the so-called scary disease like cancer also can be healed so easily, so naturally. So there's really nothing to fear. And then, of course, the last element, Prithvi Tattva, which is the nature cure diet. It is, for me, it has become very simple, because as I said earlier, I used to have so many things, and I used to have the raw salad before my cooked meal, plant-based meal, of course, after the diagnosis, and I used to eat a lot of food. I used to have my green smoothies, my fruits, and then salads, and then the cooked meal for lunch, then again my so many glasses of carrot juice, and then again salad. So then it becomes I was doing a lot, but then my body was all the time digesting. So after I learned about the nature cure diet, it became, so easy. Wow, I really don't need to do so much. My body can rest and digest the food nicely. So it's just basically the diluted vegetable juice in the morning. That's it. Then you have, after 2 hours, you have your fruit, any one kind of fruit. Then you have, for lunch, you have your yummy salad, which I love. I mean, I look forward to the salad. So in case I miss a salad a day, then I feel terrible. That's my most important meal. So salad is something I really look forward to. And then evening I have the cooked meal. I have avoided rice and wheat completely. I take millets, the positive millets. So I take one kind of millet every day. So if it's like one katori of the millet, then it will be 3 katoris of sabzi. The proportion of vegetables is 1:3. I take more of vegetables. And of course, it's cooked the plant based way, no oil, no sugar, nothing processed. And it's cooked in mitti ke bartan. It's very delicious and बहुत ही मजा आता है. And this is something, the food is cooked not for me, it's cooked for the whole family. Everybody eats the same kind of food. So this is something which is very much doable. So basically, I've come here to share this, that yes, this is not something which is difficult or okay, can be managed with a very strict and stern kind of life and a lot of discipline. Yes, discipline is there, but this is something, once you live this life, you look forward to this life. I mean, I can never even imagine going back to the way I used to eat before. I cannot even think of it. I carry my own salad if I'm doing a lot of outdoor activities also now because of Awaken India movement. But yes, I carry my salad everywhere, and fruit I carry everywhere. I mean, it's so simple. You really don't need to break your head about what to eat, where to eat, and it's just simple. You can just live your lifestyle. And this diet is something which is so positive. It gives you that kind of positive energy. The health, I mean, you feel healthy. So it's as you say, this food is the last element, the prithvi tattva, and nature cure food, but all the other elements are also food. So when you have all the other elements and then you're having this food, you feel so energetic. And so for me, I definitely consider cancer was a blessing in my life, and I'm so obliged to Dr. Arun Sharma and the full IMANAH team for giving me this opportunity to come on this platform and share my story. And this is something I really want to encourage everybody, each and every person on earth should learn about this natural health science, not to cure any disease, just to remain healthy. And as the focus is always on how can I be more healthy, more healthy. So when you think of, like, for me, my daily mantra is I'm full of health. I'm full of health. So my only thoughts are that I'm full of health. So how can I be more healthy? And that's how wonderful this journey is, and it's really fun. And this is something I really want to share, especially if somebody has got a very scary diagnosis. Don't rush into anything conventional without doing your own research. Please research about what the conventional treatments are all about, because you need to build health. You need to because if you've fallen sick, as Guruji says, disease is our friend. So we should know that they've come here to awaken you and basically make you realize that what's happening is definitely not right. You are not living your life right. You are living an unhealthy lifestyle. So you simply have to move to a healthy lifestyle. That's it. There's no complicated treatments or drugs or diagnostic measures. So it's really simple, the way you can lead your life, and this is something very much doable. I have been doing it now from 2016, and then Nature Cure from 2019. So it's a fantastic way of life. So that's my only message which I wanted to share today. And thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to share this story. And I really hope I can, inspire many others who ever have got this kind of diagnosis to not rush into any conventional treatments, and definitely research about Nature Cure and adopt this lifestyle and become more healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nisha, for that enlightening talk. I'm sure it has inspired a lot of people, because that's how society is largely nowadays. A disease like cancer shocks the living daylights out of most, and they think it just, rings the death knell. but it's for people like you who have experienced it and are survivors. And what I see as a regular thread between people like you and Asha Shivram, who spoke before you, who talk of diseases as a blessing because it has changed your life, not as a curse, which is how most people largely view it as. So it is phenomenal seeing the optimism, which is what everyone I see in this whole thread talking about: the mind, the body, the spirit. It is not just looking at food, it's looking at subtle foods, it's looking at life at large. You spoke about a few myths, you spoke about the gyms, you spoke about all of us looking at the protein diets that we are put on, and no one actually being the wiser in knowing how deleterious they are to our health, the protein diets. So there is a lot to learn. I loved a few things that you spoke about. Went to the surgeon, and the surgeon, he or she had no clue about nutrition, and which is, if you ask me, very sadly, not even a reflection of the doctor or the surgeon. It's a system which has taught them like that, not to focus on, on a cause, but largely be symptomatic in nature. And that is sad and telling about how the system works. I loved what you said about I had to choose life. Given an option, when my friends told me, how are you going to stick to this diet? This is tough, this is that. But I had to choose life. And that is beautiful. That is really beautiful. Because we hear that so ever so often, where people tell us, oh, but how can I have a salad diet? How can I do this? How can I do that? I mean, I don't mind suffering, but I choose, my next meal is far more important than life itself. There are a lot of thought patterns and beliefs which need to change. I see all that coming out in what you've shared with us today and more. I also loved a few other things where you said, check your habits. I am the driver, where you are taking control. You're not dependent on others for various things. And last but not the least, largely, we don't have to cure any disease, but just focus on improving health. And it's so simple. It is really, really so simple. Thank you so much, Nisha, for sharing your story with all of us, inspiring us, and sharing how simple it is to live healthy and beautiful. Thank you. Sangeeta, off to you.
Thank you so much. Now we have the question answer session. I request all the participants to post their questions. We already have one question from Sarjana. This is for Dr. Satya Lakshmi. Ma'am, are you there? So the question is, what health precautions should be taken by women in late 30s? How to ensure fertility in natural way? Any specific therapy or food for it, or IVF, freezing, or eggs is the only option if they have not conceived even once?
Yeah, thank you. This question takes me to the very discussion we have been having for some time, treating infertility. Should infertility be treated? Is it a disease, first of all? So these are the questions we must understand, because infertility is considered incapacity to produce children even after 8 years of married life, even by the modern medicine. So are we waiting for 8 years, first of all? Second thing, it is a combination of two people coming together, and it is more of a social need. In nature, it is not compulsory, or it is not what I would say as, as a condition that two people would necessarily match each other biologically, that they produce children. And to think that any two people coming together should produce children is unnatural. If that is unnatural, and if nature does not provide such a condition to produce children, I think that should be accepted. And that was accepted earlier for a long time. It is now we think that we can, fertility can take place outside the body, not only outside these two people, but then it can happen in somebody else's womb. Don't you think all this is unnatural? And then what for all this? One must, question this. What for? First of all, are we ready as parents? If we have this kind of fighting nature, I think we are the least persons to be qualified as parents. Parents are the ones who should accept things as they are. I would take it from that, and then would advise people to be natural. And then if nature provides, take it, otherwise accept it. And there are so many children in this world to be cared for. Please do that. I think I would stop here without actually, because in Nature Cure also we started dealing infertility as disease and started treating, which I would not consider a naturopathy way of understanding the very disease process. There is no disease whatsoever to be treated. Thank you.
Absolutely right, Dr. Satyalakshmi. I totally agree with you on this. Let's not interfere with nature. Just as we say, Guruji says, don't check your body, check your habits, and take whatever comes. So there's another question. This is from Rajvinder Kaur. She says that she has a nephew who is autistic. He was born in the 8th month with weight of 1.4 kg, and he was in ICU for 2 months. He got sepsis, I don't know exactly if it's written correctly, and had been on a very strong antibiotics. Can he be treated?
Yeah, certainly so. Please, if you are near Pune, bring him to NIN. Otherwise, wherever you are, please go to a nearby Nature Cure doctor, and certainly some help will come in your way. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Satyalakshmi. And you can always write to IMANAH. You can fill the form, registration form, connect to them. Arun Sharma ji can guide you also with the whole team IMANAH. We have Nature Cure practitioners all around India, and they can connect with you. Any other questions? Please feel free to ask whatever queries you have. This is a great opportunity. We have 2 warriors, 1 researcher. Any questions from the team itself? Sarjana, do you have any questions?
That answers all. Thank you.
Okay, Padmashri, you have any question about your issues? Yes.
Sorry, I just want to know, I was in natural lifestyle hygiene from past 3 years. I had cured my knee pain, but it was not arthritis. They diagnosed it as menopausal phase. But now I had a traveling and the whole thing has relapsed. So I'm still have confidence with the Nature Cure. I can heal myself faster. But if any of them could give me a hope of advice, it will be very helpful.
I couldn't get the question.
My whole condition, ma'am, you can explain?
Yeah, sure. Okay, Guruji, that she had severe pain and a lot of other issues, which she came out of it in 3 years by following natural hygiene. But just a month back or few days back, she traveled, and then things are coming back, especially her knee pain is very severe. She says I'm little, though she says I have the confidence, but still I want some advice on this. Why it has come back again? The severe pain that she's not able to walk.
Only there are two things to be considered. One thing is the cleaning process which was done earlier has not been completed. That's one possibility. Another possibility is that she has been deviating slightly and slowly away from the ideal kind of diet that we prescribe. And when you check your habits, you will find out there are so many things that you should have been included, and if you are not included, start including them and make it a complete lifestyle plan, and then you can see that improvement comes again. As you improved before, there is scope for improving again.
Okay, definitely.
I would also like to address the infertility issue. From my side, there were experiences of treating couples who did not have children for 8 years, and they finally followed both husband and wife without checking who has got the defect, who has got the no defect. We didn't check that, but we advised both of them to follow the same lifestyle with diet, exercise, therapy, solar therapy, hydrotherapy, pranayama, all that. We made them follow. For 6 months, no sex, but they could have loving touching relationship, but no sex for 6 months. After 6 months, when we were sure that they had improved their health in all ways, then they tried, they conceived. They have now 3 children, very healthy. They're not only one couple like that. So many couples have tried that. It is not that we are trying to cure them. We are just asking them to improve their health in natural healthy lifestyle. And then when they don't try for 6 months, it means sex organs are given full rest and full opportunity to recuperate themselves. That's all.
Thank you so much. There is another question. Yeah, Padma Shri?
Rachna ji, there is a direct question here.
Yes.
So one of the participants has asked, my mother-in-law is 72 and doctors advised for knee replacement surgery. So she's following Nature Cure for a month. Can the knee be improved to walking level without surgery?
Definitely. There are so many people who needed hip replacement, knee replacement. Whoever did that, they are not getting any relief from pain because the body is protesting against a material which is not belonging here. It's an artificial hip, artificial thing. Oh, hey, who are you here? I am the hip. I said, get out of here. You're not hip. We know hip. Every living part of the body is also has life. Whatever they inject from outside, replacing the original hip, the artificial hip doesn't have life. Whatever doesn't have life, body keeps continuously protesting. So only thing that we can do is to learn to tolerate the pain, and then it becomes part of life, and you live like that. But to a great extent, healthy lifestyle helps them to reduce pain and live happily with the artificial part also. But before replacing the knee, understand that you can get rid of that problem naturally. They say bones take many years to repair, no such thing.
Thank you so much. In fact, for this, I'll add to this that my mother, my parents were staying in Chandigarh, and without our knowledge, got one of her knee replaced. And then for the second one, she was asked to replace both. When I got to know, this is much before I came into naturopathy, I just stopped her. I said, you're not going to do it, because I strongly believe nature can do better work. You just have to work your knee and follow certain systems. And believe me, today at the age of 84, it is the replaced knee which is more painful. The natural knee is still good and strong.
Wow, very good.
So there's another question. I think, Nisha, you can answer this. This is from Lata. She says, I have undergone the conventional treatment for breast cancer, but now there is weakness in body and bone degeneration. How do I overcome this?
As I had told earlier, it is basically just to improve health, and there's very simple systems are given: Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi. So it is only focusing on improving health. So whatever she will need to शरीर से जो मल है वो निकालना बहुत जरूरी है. So all these systems will help her to detoxify and remove the toxins which have, because of the conventional treatment, the body must have accumulated. So focus on that, and automatically the health will improve. So it is not different kinds of treatments for different kinds of diagnosis. It is basically the same focus is always on improving health. That's what I've learned from Guruji, and it is really simple. There are many people who have done this, and because with conventional treatment, there's always this fear of relapse because of the chemo drugs. So it's once you focus, you need to focus on improving health. It's very important. And I would really advise you to do one course so you can learn directly from Guruji and learn the basics of nature cure. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you so much. There's another question. My husband is having a series of health issues: shoulder injury, knee joint pain. There's a problem, and there's a wrist injury, aneurysm, and all on the left side. Can that be helped?
Definitely it can be helped. Because balance of problems on one side, no problem on the other side, only means that we have not given enough other attention to one side of our body. So whichever part of the body has problem, you have to exercise that part of the body more. In the beginning, it will be tough, it will be painful, but gradually in practicing, if you can't do 10, you do 4 sit-ups and do it for a few days, and then increase it to 5 and increase it to 6. You can do sit-ups, sit and stand, sit and stand. That gives a balance to the left side also. And then you can move stand on the right leg and move the leg back and forward, bend and straighten up. So many things, little things. You start using the defected part more, then you will not lose it. Use it, don't lose it.
Thank you. There's another question about treatment of hernia. So we know there are 2 types of hernias. Can both be cured?
We have seen total cure of both situations. But only thing I was saying is, sometimes even though it gets cured, but the bulge will remain, and then it's a botheration. It doesn't pain anymore because you are following a healthy lifestyle. But the bulge is because of wrong operation at the time of birth. There are certain procedures that has to be completed for tying the umbilical cord. Before tying it, they have to remove some gas and then do it. If they don't, then that remains inside, and it comes to show only when you are after 40 years or 50 years, then it shall start showing. So sometimes it's very painful for some people who have naturally habits of mixing wrong foods and producing extra gas. So if you mix the right food, if you know the right combination of foods, and if you keep exercising, this will not bother you so much.
But in the bulge that comes, an inguinal hernia, can that be taken in back again? Can that get normal?
Yeah, it can get normal, but there are simple surgery they used to do at one time. That was solving the problem without any delay, and it will not recur. They remove the airbag inside that area, and they stitch it up, and it's completely gone for the rest of the time. But some people nowadays, they don't do that procedure, so they insert a tube to suck out air from the different areas, that it doesn't work. One side is cured, but the other, it starts in the other side.
Okay. Thank you. There's another question that my 66-year-old mother is having cataract problem in one eye, so that she can't see clearly. We follow nature cure, but still not any improvement. Can you please share the remedy for cataract problem? Is it really curable by naturopathy? Please
I don't know what natural health guidelines she is following. One thing is to do sun gazing early in the morning and following it up with palming. If you don't do palming after sun gazing, the value of sun gazing is lost. We have to regenerate or give more power to the retina. The photosensitive cells in the retina gets rejuvenated with the help of sunlight. And if it is morning sunlight, we are able to do it for a longer duration. And it takes also longer duration to remove the image from the eyes, completely absorb the image, and there will be no more image of the sun in the eye. So until then, you have to keep your eyes closed. That's palming. And then you do eye exercises to remove the friction or non-elastic, to re-establish elasticity of the eyeball. And of course, eat carrot juice and so many other health food help in rejuvenating our health.
Thank you, Guruji. There's another question. I went fasting with green juice and enema for 2 years and still landed up in ICU with dengue. They did ventilation and dialysis. Now my swelling in leg is not receding. What to do?
Green juices and tona that they are saying, they don't have to take tona every day. Tona is just to improve the tone of the colon. They are supposed to do it for some time, and if the colon strength is improved, they don't have to keep on taking tonas. And then another thing is, they don't keep up the discipline of all the procedures that we prescribe. And they don't eat the salad. They said they are taking green juice, and then they take fruits, but they don't take the raw vegetable salad, and they take the cooked food 2 times, all kinds of things. They say this is all right. They accept it as they did too much. Whatever has to be done should be done, whether it is you or this. Body does not have special permission for somebody, eat no salad, still I will cure you. That's no such thing. You need to give the materials out of which the body can heal itself. Raw vegetables are full of alkaline materials and plenty of vitamins and minerals that's essential for the body. In a live state, it is not cooked food. In cooked food, so many vitamins are gone, and the composition of the chemistry of the minerals also changed. It's not as it was in nature. So if you take raw vegetable salad and still say you're not cured, then we can think about it. Every person, if you examine, they're not taking raw vegetable salad independently. And some people take raw vegetable salad, add some fruits, add some lemon, add some pepper, add some salt. That's not taking raw vegetables. So if you examine the situation in detail, you will find out where all they can improve. We don't have to say they are doing this is wrong, that is wrong, so remove that. We don't have to say how to improve it. Dietetically, exercise, and most importantly, as Dr. Satyalakshmi was saying, this is a spiritual pursuit. We have to have mental peace. If you are disturbed all the time, keeping on checking your body a dozen times, you are not doing justice. Don't check your body, check your habits and improve the habits, and have no worry at all. Engage in occupation that combines your skill and passion to help others. When you underline help others, then you have solved all the things. When you are helping others, your personal thought, body consciousness will go away. Spiritual consciousness will come into you, and you will be a spiritual being. And healing happens very fast for such people. I have given so many stories. One of the Mother Jadurani who followed everything perfectly and the improvement was slow. When we discussed and engaged her into an occupation to help others, then of course the recovery was so rapid. And she didn't even remember that she had 14 different problems. That much well she became. Very active. So all of us should think about that. Why do I have to worry about? I'm a housewife. I'm taking care of everything. I don't need money. It's not for money's sake. It's to engage yourself into activities. Like Nisha Kori is doing wonderful job in social service, telling people not to get vaccinated. So many people have changed because of her. Such wonderful service when you do. Why are you thinking about your body? You're thinking about the society and the result that comes from your work. That will keep you healthy.
Thank you so much, Guruji. I think that is
Asha
answered
Shivaram
to
also. Asha
Yes.
Shivaram also is helping so many mothers, and that's the way it should go.
Yes. I think that also answers two questions that were posted by Kavita, that how can proctitis be cured? See, we don't give name to the diseases. For us, all diseases are one. And as Nisha said, improve your health. Don't talk about the diseases. There's no disease. And there was a question on mind-related challenges like anxiety and deep fear. And so that is also just answered by Guruji. Like as you change into natural health lifestyle, it also makes you spiritual person and a more blissful person, as Dr. Satyalakshmi also mentioned. So I think it's time to close the conference now. I request Harish ji to give the...
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ratna. Thank you so much. I just want to thank IMANAH, Guruji, Dr. Arun Sharma for helping bring this nature cure to thousands of people across the globe. I want to thank the three speakers, Dr. Satyalakshmi, Asha Shabram, and Nisha Koiri, for sharing their experiences and what they are doing, and also actually more than anything else, bringing hope to society for all the issues that they have, which could be mental or physical. It's actually about changing lives, changing our thought process, just becoming better individuals, and with simplicity. So I want to thank all three of you for being here, and more than anything else, want to thank the participants for joining, because they believe in something else which has not been fed to them all these years. They're taking that leap of faith and moving in a direction which is not the off-treaded path. People largely go in for, they just become pill poppers. So I want to thank all the participants who have taken that leap of faith to spend 2 hours Saturday morning to learn something new. And right now, if you ask me, what is it that you've learned? I would think you have learned about hope, about possibilities, which one probably did not think of before. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and more than anything else, of course, the team also for putting this whole thing up together. Rachna, Sarjana, Venuji, Santoshji, so many people who all contributed to making this success. Thank you all, and wishing you all the very, very best. Before I go, I'm sure there are the registration forms, the links have been filled. There is a course, as Guruji mentioned, which we are starting in the US with the Siddha Veta University. We just had the orientation today, but it is starting from next week. So for those who would like to join, they can fill up the form, and probably we could take that forward. I mean, there is no delay, and it's done virtually. So being in any location really doesn't matter. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Rachna, over to you.
Thank you so much. We will close this conference now, and will be having the next conference, will inform you. So please register with us so that we can be in touch with you and bring some more enlightening speakers. Because it has really been a blessing to hear all these speakers today. Even last evening was very, very enriching. So I invite you.
Is there any chance of knowing how many people attended this lecture?
Today there were around 65, 70 on Zoom, but there were more on YouTube that we would know later.
Okay.
Yesterday there were 100 in the evening. Today being morning time, I think we had lesser participation.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. And look forward to your participation once again, Nisha, Asha, and Dr. Satya Lakshmi. So whenever we need, we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you a
We
lot.
all have to work together for this.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.
We can end the session.
Yes. Thank you, Sangeeta.